Liebe Glieder der Springfield Heights Mennonitengemeinde, my name is Renata Dwight. Today we want to thank Springfield Heights Mennonite Church for allowing us to run the nursery school in your basement for 56 years. We have been blessed by you and in turn were able to bless many children and their families. The first part will be in German, but don't worry if you don't understand, it will be short. Im Namen der Springfield Heights Nursery School möchten wir euch heute herzlich grüßen und ein wenig über die Geschichte der Nursery School, die nun 56 Jahre lang in eurem Keller zu Hause war, berichten. Einige von euch können sich daran erinnern, als 1965 Sonja Claussen im Auftrag des damaligen Gemeinderats einen deutschen Kindergarten im Keller der neuen Springfield Heights Mennonitenkirche begann. Andere können sich erinnern, Tante Sonjas Schüler zu sein. Eure Kinder, Enkel und sogar Urenkel haben ihre Zeit in der Nursery School genossen. We want to let you in on a little view of all 4 directors. Henriette Schellenberg will talk on behalf of her mother, Sonja Claussen. Marie Claussen will talk on behalf of her mother, Marlies Claussen. Marlene Pander and I will talk about our time with the nursery school. We also will show a few little songs and prayers from the current groups. We hope you will enjoy this look into the past and the future of the school and your involvement in it. Thank you and enjoy.
Jeden Tag sind wir da, Jesus dich zu grüßen. Unsere Hände falten wir hier zu deinen Füßen. Heute wollen wir lustig sein, singen unsere Lieder, unsere Engel stark und rein, schaut auf uns hernieder. Amen.
Hello, I'm Henriette Schellenberg, the oldest daughter of Sonja Claussen, or in this context, Tante Sonja. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Springfield Heights Mennonite Church community on behalf of my sisters, Karen Kasdorf and Ingrid Enns as well. Springfield Heights Mennonite Church was not only our nurturing church community growing up, but it was also the home of the Springfield Heights Nursery School. Back in 1965, our mother had already been a widow with 3 young daughters for 6 years. During those 6 years, she had worked hard at various jobs to support us. But then the idea came from friends in the Springfield Heights congregation to start a German nursery school. Because my mother had had a bit of teacher training back in Russia, and she needed steady work to support her family, she was asked to take this task on. I believe it was Carl Fast who spearheaded this idea, and there were many others as well who supported it. We want to thank this original community, most of whom have already passed on, who were so supportive. We especially want to thank God for our mother's good health. She did this work for 21 years, until 1986. And the first years she did not have helpers or assistants, but she did have very large groups of children. We just remember 1 or 2 mornings in that whole time where we did have to call everyone on the list before we left for school or university because Mum was not feeling well enough to teach. We want to also thank all the parents who entrusted their children into our mother's care, and also all the children who continued to shower love on our mum even as they themselves became adults. Even in her last years in Bethania, our mother recognized and appreciated the greetings and hugs from many former nursery school kids. Thank you for the inspiring vision, the practical support, and the loving care for this nursery school for so many years. Thank you, Springfield Heights Mennonite Church.
Eine Mutter, die hatte 4 Kinder, den Frühling, den Sommer, den Herbst und den Winter. Der Frühling bringt Blumen, der Sommer die Klee, der Herbst bringt die Trauben, der Winter den Schnee.
Hello, my name is Marlies Claussen. I am Marlies Claussen's 3rd daughter. My mom worked at Springfield Heights Nursery School from 1986 to 1998, but this isn't where her story begins within the walls of the church. My mom attended youth at Springfield Heights shortly after 1966 when she was a teenager. The foundation of her faith and love for God was nurtured right here. My mom even met her husband, Otto Claussen, at a Springfield Heights youth event, and they would later marry in 1972 in this sanctuary. My mom's father and my Opa, Carl Fast, helped to begin the German language nursery school here at the church over 50 years ago. My older sister, myself, and my younger brother all had the opportunity to have Tante Sonja as our first teacher. These are just a few reasons why I would like to begin to say thank you on behalf of my mom to the congregation of Springfield Heights Church for being such an important part of my mom's life. It was always known to us Claussen children that Springfield Heights Church held an important part of my mom's history. But when Tante Sonja approached her about becoming the new director of the nursery school, it quickly became an important part of my mom's future too. My mom attended Red River College and became the Tante Marlies that so many children would now call their first teacher. I still have people approach me and ask, was your mom Tante Marlies? And I am so proud to be able to answer yes. My mom loved children. She loved to sing, and combining that with teaching children about Jesus' love for them, it really was the perfect opportunity for her. Soon our home was filled with stories of the children. I remember each year in spring, my mom would tell us how the Hausvater of Springfield Heights Church helped to convince the children that the Osterhase had taken all the Easter grass that they had planted in the sunny upstairs foyer. And each Christmas, for many years, Walter Langelotz would don the treasured red suit and joyfully become der Weihnachtsmann for the children. My mom was proud to work here, and she loved her job. And as a family, we carry her memories now. Thank you, Springfield Heights Church, for being part of my family's history and for welcoming the nursery school into the church for many decades. The words to the following song were sung by my mom each spring at the May concert. And on behalf of Tante Marlies and my mom, I would like to say thank you to the congregation at Springfield Heights Church. Hast du heute schon Danke gesagt für so viel schöne Sachen? Hast du heute schon Danke gesagt? Gott will die Freude machen. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Marlene Pander, and I worked at the nursery school for 7 full years, along with my assistant Ingrid Claussen, and we worked after Marlies quit and before Renata started. We had a wonderful time at Springfield Heights Nursery School. We enjoyed our jobs immensely. We had a lot of fun and we had a lot of laughs. We were so fortunate to be able to work after Marlies, who was a very great mentor for me in taking over the position. She was always there when I called her and asked for direction in certain things. Ingrid and I always said it was an introduction to German for the Donwood School and Princess Margaret School German bilingual program. And how did we teach the German language? It was our experience that we would do a lot of singing. Through the German singing and favorite songs that the children had, we learned the language. It was during one of those Kreiszeit or circle times that a little boy who attended the nursery school, we were singing a song, I don't remember which song it was, and he put up his hand and was so excited, and he said, Tante Marlene, I have to tell you something. I have to tell you something. And I go, okay, just let's finish the song. No, I can't. I have to tell you right now. So we stopped singing. Ingrid and I looked at each other, and we looked at the little boy, and he said, Tante Marlene, I have Jesus in my heart. Well, needless to say, I know not everyone knows me, but Ingrid and I started to cry. We thought that was such a precious thing for him to share. Not only was Springfield Heights Nursery School a nursery school that taught German, but it was also a faith-based nursery school where we taught the children the importance of Jesus and God and the roles that Jesus and God played in our lives. So we are very, very thankful for Springfield Heights Mennonite Church for allowing the nursery school to be in the basement for 56 years. And now they are going to greener pastures, to a different space, and I wish the nursery school many, many blessings in their new space. Thank you.
I am Renata Dwight. I vividly remember when I got a phone call in early June of 2005 with the question if I would like to become the new director of Springfield Heights Nursery School. Without any hesitation, I said yes on the spot. A few days later, I had an interview and was hired to be the new director of Springfield Heights Nursery School. This happened during a time of great health difficulties in our family, and it gave me the opportunity to work from outside our home. It felt like God had just dropped the perfect gift into my lap. When I started working in the fall of 2005, it felt like coming home. We as a family had called Springfield Heights Mennonite Church our home 15 years earlier. It felt good to work in a place where I knew many people, and also where our 3 children had attended the nursery school. I always felt that the 3 previous directors, who I all knew personally, were with me and guided me. And it was a very special event when we celebrated 50 years of nursery school in 2015, and we were able to do this with Tante Sonja at Betania. I will never forget when we were singing Gott ist die Liebe, and she sang along, and she was so happy to see all the children that had been her life once. My first 3 years were not easy, since I had to finish my early childhood educator training, in addition to working full-time, but it was worth the effort. I also worked with a number of assistants during my time, which had not been the case for previous directors. I have enjoyed working in your basement so much. During my time, we taught 415 children from our community. I got to know about 250 families, and quite a lot of these became dear friends. I feel and have felt a lot of gratitude to the church and the nursery school community for this honor given to me in being allowed to teach all the children. It is quite something to be entrusted with these young lives. I will never forget when a grandparent told me how thankful they were that by attending this school, their grandchild had the opportunity to enter a church building and come home with prayers and songs about God's love. For me, beside teaching German and preparing the children for German kindergarten, the 2 most important things were teaching the children that they were all loved by God, and to help them see God's creation and how we are all part of ever-changing seasons and the mystery of life in general. We did that by bringing all kinds of materials from the outside world into the classroom. Along with the children, I learned so much. When we were asked by the church to find a new home, I was saddened. It felt like a long history was coming to an end. Today I see that God helped us to find a wonderful new home at Concordia Village. It is a beautiful space with windows at ground level. The intergenerational atmosphere will be a wonderful addition to the lives of the residents and also to the experience of the children. I wish Adina Albright, the new director, and Tammy Cran, the assistant, much joy as they continue to teach and love the children in their care. We are anticipating a beautiful future for the nursery school and also pray that God will continue to lead and guide you as a church community to be a blessing to the people that will continue to use your church space. Acknowledging that we are all held in God's love and in His hands, we are saying goodbye and auf Wiedersehen. Danke.
Auf Wiedersehen, auf Wiedersehen, wir fahren jetzt nach Haus. Auf Wiedersehen, der Kindergarten ist aus. Wir steigen in das Auto und fahren ganz schnell heim. Den Motor an und schon geht's los. Die Fahrt wird prima sein. Auf Wiedersehen, wir fahren jetzt nach Haus. Auf Wiedersehen,